A very warm welcome from wherever you are to Chris TV 254, and today we conduct our first weekend review. I'm Crescent Ouma and I'm in company of football pundit George Mwangi. And before anything, the reminder is that Kenya is less than 24 hours from deciding its fifth president. And on behalf of Chris TV 254, I want to wish you peace before, during, and after the general elections. Remember this, tupendane tuishi, tusipigane tuishe. Let's now have a look at whatever unfolded on match day 1 of Premier League season 2022-23, starting with that London derby on Selhurst Park. On Friday, Premier League kicked off in Selhurst Park, where Arsenal gunned Crystal Palace by 2-0. On Saturday, there was an early kickoff where Salah struck late to salvage a point for Liverpool against newly promoted side Fulham. On the other side, Bournemouth beat Gerrard's Aston Villa by 2-0, and in Elland Road, Leeds beat Wolves by 2-1. Newcastle gave Nottingham Forest a welcoming message by beating them by 2-0, and in Tottenham Stadium, Tottenham humbled, hammered, and humiliated the Saints by 4-1. In the late kickoff that Saturday in Goodson Park, Chelsea picked a narrow 1-0 penalty victory in a stadium that has always been scary for them, with no win in the last 5 matches. On Sunday, the Bees stung Foxes deep in the second half to salvage a point, having come behind from 2 goals down. Still on the same Sunday, United were stunned in their turf in the presence of their own fans by Brighton by 2-1. And the same day, Manchester City started their title defense with a 2-0 win over the Hammers. And those were the results of the match day 1 in Premier League, and we shall be having our analysis on every corner of the results. Karibu, George.
Asante.
So starting with that London derby in Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace against Arsenal. What may be going through Arteta's mind, given the fact that they came in this game with a scar to whatever happened to them last season when they were beaten the first game by Brentford 2-0?
First of all, I can say it was a plus for the Arteta's teams because last season when Arsenal faced Patrick Vieira, Crystal Palace, the best Arsenal got it was a draw, because on the first leg they drew 2-2, a late goal by Lacazette, and in the second leg Arsenal lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace. I think it's a plus for Arsenal. Arteta is happy because that he is trying to make it possible. The team that he lost against last season is winning this season.
Looking at Gabriel Jesus, he has had a good contribution starting with the preseason games and even that game on Friday. So from the name Jesus, which you can translate to Jesus, is it a salvation time for Arsenal after having misfiring 17 years?
You know, Premier League is a hard league, and Jesus has been performing well in the preseason. And sometimes the Arsenal fans says that the jersey 9 in Arsenal has never been a good number for our strikers because they have not been performing very well. But we hope with Jesus, the way he has started in the preseason, he's going to pick up and get results and score goals for Arsenal.
In your views, which trophy will Arsenal be eyeing this season?
For my views, they are supposed to be going for the small cups like FA, Carabao, and Europa, so that if they will not finish in top 4, they can go to the Champions League via the Europa League. Yeah, you know, Arsenal has never won any European trophy.
Yeah.
So their big target is to win that Europa Cup.
So that is their target this season, not the Premier League.
Not the Premier League.
All right, moving on to Saturday, there was an early kickoff. Fulham against Liverpool. It ended a 4-goal thriller, 2 each. We saw a brace from Alexander Mitrovic. The first time he dribbled past Van Dijk, and Van Dijk considered a penalty for the first time. So Liverpool drawing 2-2 with Fulham. What message does it portray?
It is going to be a very hard league because if you look at the teams that even won,
Yeah.
it was not an easy win, except for Tottenham that we can say it was an easy win of 4-1. But you can see the Mitrovic has come to send a message. People has been saying he's performing very well in the championship. Yeah. Last season he broke the record of the goals that has been scored in the championship.
Yeah.
And this season we can see he has started very well. So we are expecting so
Already
much
with
from
2 goals.
With 2 goals. We are expecting much from Mitrovic. He has come to send a message. I'm a Premier League material striker. Yeah.
So Liverpool last season, at a point, they had a chance to clinch quadruple 4 trophies in one season. Will they be going with the same mentality this season?
Yeah, they still have a good squad after the departure of Sadio Mane, but they have to cope to play without Sadio Mane. They have a good striker in Nunes. We have seen what Luis Diaz.
He has already scored 2 goals, one in the Community Shield and one on the match they won.
Yeah, and we expect Salah to continue doing what he does as usual. So Liverpool is still a good side, which is going to give Man City a good run.
So will they still be focusing on the 4 trophies? Remember last season, as I said earlier, they were eyeing quadruple, but they ended up in frustration, only winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. They lost Champions League to Real Madrid. They lost the Premier League title to Manchester City the very last day. So what is their main target? Are they going for the 4 trophies, or are they aiming one, which is main? Maybe Premier League or Champions League.
You know what they did last season, so they still believe we can do it. And you can see the league, they lost it on the last day. The Champions League, they lost it extremely on the final with a small margin. So they still believe they can take the quadruple, Carabao, FA, Champions League and Premier League. They still have a chance. It's match day 1. So as always, you say the league is a marathon.
Yeah.
So they still have time.
So this Liverpool side, conceding 2 goals to a newly promoted side, Fulham, it means there is a defensive problem. So maybe in your views, should Liverpool add more centre-backs?
I think no. Liverpool has enough centre-backs. If you look like they have Van Dijk, they have Gomez who can play as a centre-back too, they have Konate. Yeah, I think that's a good number for defenders for Liverpool. So I think they sold Williams to Nottingham Forest. So I think their defense is just good.
You've seen the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. They are more offensive than defensive. Can also this be something that is promoting them to concede more goals?
That's where my problems come with Klopp. Same style of play. When you have same style of play, the other managers are also learning your style of play. So they'll come with the ideas that they'll come to outshine you. Everyone knows Liverpool, without their fullbacks, most of the time they don't get results because they depend on them fully. When the season ends, you meet the Liverpool fullbacks have goals, many assists in the Premier League. So without those fullbacks, Liverpool cannot get so much goals.
Just one word. Nunes scoring 2 goals, one in Community Shield and one in match day 1 of Premier League season. Is it the perfect replacement for Salah?
Yes.
Okay, right. Let's move on to another game whereby Bournemouth beat Aston Villa 2-0. What is Scott Parker's message to these young boys this season?
I think Scott Parker has a mixture of a young squad with very few experienced players. So, and the younger players are always hungry to get results. And also you can see Gerrard has new players in his squad, which are supposed first to adopt the Premier League. Yeah. And I don't understand why Gerrard signed Diego Carlos as a replacement of Tyrone Mings, and both are 29 years. He was supposed to sign a younger defender to give competition to Mings. Yeah.
So that's your view.
Yeah.
And another game, Leeds playing against Wolves, where Leeds beat Wolves by 2-1. with the exit of Rafinha, who was a key man in their side, he left for Barcelona. So, do you see Leeds surviving in the next season?
Yeah, they still have a chance because they have good players. Like the last season, we remember they signed Rodrigo,
Yeah.
who is a good player. They still have David James, and then you find both teams are play the same style of football, Leeds and Wolves. So it was easier for Leeds to win that game. And you can see Adama Traore is not yet back for Wolves. So they still have players who are injured. So when they come back, they'll be back strong as usual.
Okay, then do you see Leeds finishing top half or bottom half?
They'll finish top half.
Top half, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Another game was in St. James Park. Newcastle beating Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Newcastle, they call themselves rich club.
Yeah.
So I can see now money working. They beat Nottingham Forest, the newly promoted team. What may be their vision this season?
Yes, you can say that Newcastle is a rich club, but also you can say they have the best technician in Eddie Howe, who has managed to bring up a good squad, signing Bruno Guimaraes. You can see he has changed Joelinton to play as a midfielder,
Yeah.
where they have become more stronger. They signed Willock from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Newcastle is a good side right now. And you can any person who watch the game, you can see Nottingham are not even able to move past their half field.
Yeah.
So Newcastle is a good side, and I think this season will be targeting to finish in a European spot.
Okay, that was actually the question I wanted to ask you. Maybe is Eddie Howe planning, maybe eyeing to play European football next season?
Definitely
And
they will.
the answer is actually yes. In Tottenham Stadium, Tottenham beat Southampton, the Saints, by 4-1.
Yeah.
Ken and Son Heung-min were not on the score sheet. What does this imply?
That implies that Tottenham have a good squad and good players. Since Kulusevski came to Tottenham, you can see he's performing well, giving assists. This weekend he got a goal. Yeah, it's a good side. If they can get 4 goals and Son and Harry Kane has not scored, that's a very dangerous message to other teams in the Premier League.
Yeah. So we have actually experienced a very good duo between Ken and Son in the past seasons. Should we expect the same this season?
It is going to happen.
And
Because
if it goes on that way, do we expect trophies to come in Tottenham, even though they have been away from winning the trophies for a long period of time?
I think Conte is a good coach,
Yeah.
and I think Tottenham this season are going to have any type of silver, either Carabao or FA. They are going to get one. Not
Okay.
Premier League, not Premier League.
Let's keep watching. Another big game was in Goodson Park, where Chelsea narrowly beat Everton by 1-0, and a goal was from the spot kick from Jorginho. So Goodson Park has not been a good visiting side for Chelsea. They've not won there in the last 5 matches. So what should Frank Lampard do this season, given the fact that last season they almost went to relegation?
I think the season has started tough for Frank Lampard because you can see striker Calvert-Lewin and Rodon are out injured. So the only attacker they had
Godfrey also.
Yeah, Godfrey went out. Remina went out limping. We don't know if it's a serious injury.
Yeah.
You can see the squad, the attack that they used this weekend. It was only Gray who can say it's a winger. The others are attacking midfielders. So Gerrard, I think, is supposed, if the strikers are not coming back soon, before the transfer is closed, he's supposed to sign either a striker or a winger who can help Gray up front.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what should we expect from Chelsea on the other hand? Because there have been a change in the boss. We have seen the exit of Abramovich, and during his era, he has won almost all trophies available. He has won Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, FA, all these trophies. So what should we expect from the new boss?
I think the main problem for Chelsea, as we have seen in the last 2 seasons, it's a striker. And I don't know this weekend they play a false 9 where they used Sterling as their striker. but I don't think it is going to work.
But they have the likes of Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, ZH, all this.
There are rumors that Timo Werner is going back to Leipzig. So I don't think they have another striker. You cannot depend on Bashua. You can see in the Premier League is not performing. Zech is not as the top of the game as we saw in Ajax. Kai have been trying to play that position as a first nine, but they still need a striker. We saw they signed Lukaku. It didn't go well in the Premier League for him. So they need to find something where they can get goals, not from penalties.
I have mentioned these strikers. With the World Cup ahead, should we expect teamwork from them or individualism so that they impress their national team coach?
You know, it is going to be a tough session because every player wants to be in their national team. Even signing a player want to come to your club if he is assured he's going to get a first 11 in your team so that the coach can see him play and call him in the national.
On Sunday, there was a game between Leicester and Brentford came from 2 goals down to salvage a point. The game ended 2 apiece. What confidence is Brentford showing?
Brentford is a good side as we saw from last season. And the problem with Leicester, recently they have been conceding so many goals. So I think it was easier for Brentford with the attack with Ivan Toney to come back with under Silva. You can see it was easier for them to come back from 2 goals down. And I think Brentford is going to be a tough team to this season. Leicester, I don't know what is happening with Brendan Rodgers, but it's gonna be a tough season for them again.
All right, let us now move on to the big 2 fixtures which were played over the weekend. Manchester United against Brighton, and they were beaten by Brighton by 2 goals to 1. Are glory days over at United?
No, they still have time because they have a new coach who is watching what's happening. You know, there is time for revolution, for building another team. You know, they're having a hard time with Cristiano Ronaldo. But we hope when the season goes on, we have solved the problem. And the strikers like Martial will be back. He's out injured. And I think Manchester United have been facing a problem of signing. Always they are saying we need a defensive midfielder, but they are not signing him. I don't know when they will sign a defensive midfielder because you can't depend on Scott McTominay. He's still an average player.
And mentioning Scott McTominay, I think he was supposed to be sent off after that reckless challenge.
Yeah, but you know, the rules have changed. I think the referee make decision differently. So you don't know what he thought about it.
I get you.
Yeah.
New season, new coach, old results. Should we blame the coach or the boys?
I think it's the boys. If you look at the Manchester squad, they have every quality they need. They have Cristiano Ronaldo, they have Eriksen, new signing, Lisandro Alcam, although he made a mistake and he gave out a penalty. We have Bruno Fernandes. I think Manchester United have a good squad. They're supposed to give out results, and by scoring, they need to score goals.
In your view,
Yeah.
in which position can Manchester United finish this season?
I give them the top 6 again.
Top 6?
Yeah.
No Champions League for them?
No. No Champions League for Manchester.
All right, the big match was between West Ham and Manchester City, the reigning champions. They seem to be irreplaceable, irresistible, irrespective of the opponent that they face. Haaland received a lot of critics, in the first match, in the Community Shield match against Liverpool, after he missed a lot of chances. He has responded to the critics positively by scoring a brace in his debut in Premier League. Is he the next Aguero?
I think so.
Do you see Manchester City retaining the Premier League title this season, 3rd in a row and 5 in 6 years?
I think so because they have maintained their squad and Andy Haaland in their front line, who is going to give them, I think, 10 plus or 20 plus goals this season. They are going to retain it.
Is he going for the top scorer?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, your top 4 prediction this season?
Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Arsenal.
So, George Mwangi, it has been pleasure having you on TV, whereby you have been having our weekend review, and I believe you'll have time again to come back. So for you, our viewers, it's a pleasure also having you with us. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and until next time, goodbye for now.